Welcome to Aries season. This is the Jack Scott Lee show. I am Jack Scott Lee, your spiritual gateway bestie, giving you all of the gossip, all the news, the 411, whatever you want to call it, on all things to do with spirituality, tarot, astro, all the things, wellness. Get you covered to tackle and navigate life in front of us for this week. So this week, what I'm going to be doing, I've been in so many different podcasts lately. So this episode, what I want to do a week projection using my tarot cards for the weeks. It'll be like a collective message for everybody. So we're going to do like a start, middle, end of the week type situation going on with that. And also what I want to talk about, because this week is a huge energy when it comes to the astrology, when it comes to spirituality, because we have so much stuff going on. Not only have you already having the sun moving into Aries this week, kicking off, the start of the astrological year, and a much better time to set intentions, do your planning, your resolutions, whatever you want to call them, your manifestations, your vision board, set your goals for the year ahead, because this is when it actually starts. This is the beginning of the Zodiac wheel with the baby of the Zodiac Aries starting off, kicking off. And also in the Northern Hemisphere, where I am right now, is the spring equinox. And, the sun is becoming stronger, the days are becoming brighter. And so this is the start of, the astrological year for us, okay? And so I want to touch on that. And also this week with so much stuff going on, the planets are acting hella crazy. We have a few retrograde things already going on. Like I talked about in a previous episode, go and check that out. Venus is still retrograding. We have had, and currently while I'm recording this, we have Venus Cazimi, where Venus meets the sun in the sky at the same degree to die and be reborn again, where they will now become the morning star, which is part of the Venus retrograde journey. And Venus is going to be retrograding in and out of shadow all the way through April, and we will see a Venus direct out of shadow not until mid-May. So we're really in the thick of it right now. So Venus retrograde themes, and again, I've done a podcast on this already, so go and check that out a few episodes back. But I'll touch on it again now if you haven't listened to that already, where the themes of love, self-worth, abundance, because Venus rules, a love and romance, as well as creativity, joy, fun, and such things like money, cash flow, and self-worth, material worth, all that sort of stuff, right? And so this is having us to reevaluate all of those things. And there could be some life lessons coming back as well with that when it comes to matters related to love and finance, because Venus, when they are retrograde, it's asking us, okay, what is it that is no longer working for us? What do you want to be calling in? What are we going to be letting go of? And this is the time where, relationships do come under fire, and relationships which are, not on strong ground already, these can fall by the wayside. It has been said that when you have a parting, when it comes to relationships, during this time, that usually people come back together again after the retrograde is over. This is a pattern which happens. Okay, so there is that. There can be as well, because Venus retrograde will act like Mercury retrograde, where they will bring back old lovers, old relationships, old money stories, old love stories, whatever it is, for you to realign and reconnect, or to finally lay that to rest, to be like, okay, well, these are the lessons that I have taken from that, and now I am moving forward. Or is it going to be that I want to dip my toe back into that again, because I don't think I learned enough the first time round? However, no judgment, it's your journey, and it's totally up to you how you choose to navigate that energy. Just know that it can be a challenging time when it comes to starting relationships. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't do that during this period. It just means that it will come with its own set of challenges. And which relationship doesn't already, right? This is what relationships are all part and parcel of being in a relationship with another person, isn't it? But Venus retrograde will give you that extra challenge for you to navigate moving forward. All right. So yeah, so we have that, and we also have Mercury retrograde too. So we're right in the thick of Mercury retrograde at the moment. So things like, and again, I've done another podcast on specifically to this last week. I think that was the audio one. So check that out on Spotify or Apple Music, wherever it is you're listening to. It's on there, and that is Mercury retrograde is about communication, miscommunication, right? Double check all your documents. For me, example, I'll give you some examples. So, I was traveling back from Madrid, and I had like delays, cancellations, all these things going on, and that's part of the Mercury retrograde where flights can be cancelled, flights can be delayed. I know, as I'm filming this, we had Heathrow Airport in London closed for 2 days, from what I've heard. And this is Mercury retrograde shit, right? I was supposed to be in London today, and the trains are on strike. Well, my trains are cancelled. There's no trains going to London today. So I was like, I'm going to record my podcast instead. And so, yeah, so this is that Mercury retrograde stuff. And then yesterday, I'd taken my car to be cleaned, and the guy didn't into my car, and he couldn't open the door on my car. He like jammed it. And I was like, deep breath. This is the retrograde stuff. Let's sort it out. And luckily, we managed to sort the car out. So I could open my door and drive my car again. And the car was super clean too, because the guy obviously cleaned it and locked it into its life. So this is like Mercury retrograde, like really annoying things that can happen. And again, Mercury is one of those signs where it will bring back lovers, friends, whatever. I've been dealing with stuff lately where it's about realigning with people who are actually on the same value as you. And this is a really great time to reassess shit. So reassessing friendships, reassessing relationships, reassessing why you do certain things. Why are you just doing it because you've always been that way? You know, is this serving me? Is this career? You know, is this career serving me? You know, is this routine? Right? This gym that I go to all the time, is it you know serving me? It's things like that to reassess. You know, because Mercury is all about realigning with what it is that you are actually supposed to be doing, and with that in mind, that does not mean this is a great time to start signing anything. But if you have to like sign on the dotted line, I always say to double, triple check everything when it comes to contractual agreements, because Mercury retrograde is all about miscommunication. And so you may even find actually that during this time that there may have been a lot of miscommunication within your friendship circle, within your family, arguments. I've noticed there's been a lot of what's the right word I can use? Contrast in interpersonal relationships lately. And this is very much to do with me. Mars is still traveling through shadow. It's forward motion, but still traveling through its 4 degrees. Well, I cannot wait for it to go back through to Leo and just keep moving forward out of Cancer, so we can all be happy and get on with our lives. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on. But this is a really huge week because we also have Neptune changing signs, which doesn't happen like I'd say like every sort of 2 decades. And before that, Neptune hasn't been in Aries for at least 100 years. So this is like a once in a lifetime thing happening for all of us. So we've chosen to incarnate during this time period. And again, this is something I'm going to talk about in another episode because I'm focused on the tarot. I'm going to focus on the sun moving into Aries and what that means for us and start of the spring equinox, okay? But one last thing I want to touch upon before we talk about Neptune, because Neptune is about mysticism, true love, idealism, escapism, creativity, artistry, music, all that great stuff, right? Paired with the last eclipse, which will also be happening in Aries. This is the Aries active, wherever Aries is in your chart, because we all have Aries within our chart. Mine is in the 7th house, all to do with relationships. So wherever you have Aries in your chart, it's really lit up at the moment, you know, because we're going to have Neptune moving into there. This is the final eclipse happening. You know, eclipse is a solar eclipse as well. So this is like, you know, ending of something and bringing something in. And also, the time frame that I'm recording this in, we're in between eclipses. We've just come off the back of a Virgo eclipse, and Virgo's also to do with, like, I really felt this way because Virgo is my 12th house, but Virgo is also to do with health. I've noticed that, including myself, I've been really run down, and so many people have been run down around me. And this is because your body's purging and clearing away energy. Because we're starting on a new eclipse cycle. The Aries Libra eclipse cycle is finishing. We had that for 18 months, and we're now embarking upon the Virgo Pisces axis This is about getting your shit together, organising your life, being of service, looking after your health, looking after your spirituality, your mental health, your mental and physical wellness. And actually, there's been a lot of sick people around me. And this is all to do with the purging of old energy and actually realigning with calling in the higher frequency, which is what we are on as a collective level. And so, if you have been feeling under the weather, just know that this can be part of, right, this eclipse cycle, because eclipse is about endings and clearing out shit, you know what I mean? And you have to let me know in the comments how the last eclipse played out for you, because for me, and also this is a Virgo eclipse, and it was a lunar eclipse. And so a lunar eclipse will usually clear the way for whatever is no longer working for you to go. And so you can clear out all friendships, relationships, business deals, all the things, right? Whatever is not meant for you or is not in your true alignment, it'll reveal to you in a quite a shocking way. And I can literally vouch for this. Like, this literally happened to me last weekend. And just know that, even though it can be hard to let go and be like, well, I really thought this thing was my thing, to actually let that go, because the universe is actually saving and blessing your ass, because it's giving you what you actually really need, what you desire, and clearing out shit that you no longer need, because it's going to be allowing you to actually have a hold space and a container for what you truly want, need, and desire, and making room for that and calling more of that in. And so actually, you haven't really lost anything, because you only lose something that wasn't really meant for you. You know what I'm saying? So actually, it's like embrace change. If you're doing the work, you're doing the healing, you want to up level your life, you want to do all this amazing stuff, well, actually, you have to make space for that, right? Because you can't do new things with your same old shit, right? And so this eclipse cycle is all about that. But I'm literally gonna drop the eclipse video in the week, so keep your eyes peeled for that, okay? And so what I wanted to talk about mainly today was the sun moving into Aries. I'm gonna grab all my notes and stuff. So sun moving into Aries. What is this about, right? Aries is about me. Aries is about Aries is the go-getter. Aries is like the fool in tarot. It's about taking risks, leaping forward, having courage to go after your goals, go after your dreams, not having to think about anybody else and thinking about you and putting the spotlight back on you. And we're going to have this eclipse also focusing in on that, because the eclipse will be at 9 degrees of Aries. All right. So this super hyper focused energy on you, your goals, your needs, your desires. And if you think about it, this is the cosmic reset, because this is the start of the astrological new year with the eclipse powerhouse here as well. The last eclipse in Aries as well, before it moves into Virgo and Pisces fully. And actually, this is about setting intention, how you want to move forward. How do you see yourself? Where do you want to be? Never mind anybody else, any obligation that you have, all the roles that you play, your mother, daughter, father, son, wherever you are, right? Boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is. What is it that you want? And how are you going to achieve that? What are you going to do to get it? And do you truly believe that you deserve that, right? And so I'm going to go through all the signs briefly. And so for Aries, this is your new year. This is your solar return, right? This is the start of your manifestation. So use this time to set intentions for all your dreams, goals, and desires, because this is about your self-identity, renewal in your confidence and your energy levels, and just putting yourself out there, being vibrant, being visible, and unapologetically you. Okay? Taurus, this is happening for you in the 12th house. Okay. And the 12th house is all about deep reflection. Okay. You'll be having your eclipses in these axes as well, right? Which I'm going to go into another episode, right? But as Taurians, you want to, when the sun goes through this part of your chart, just know the 12th house is the hidden house. So you could have lower energy levels because the sun in the 12th is all about being hidden, and hiding and retreat and sleep and rest and relaxation, as well as delving into spirituality and meditation and just being a recluse. And Taurians don't need an excuse to sleep already. They love that. It's one of their love languages. But just know that this is the time now to look after your energy levels, because the eclipse will also be here too. Gemini, the sun, moon, and rising, 11th house, the Aries energy for you is in the 11th house of your biggest goals, dreams, and desires, as well as your friendships too. So this is a great time to start networking, collaborating with people, building your community, reaching out to others who are on your vibe, spending more time with your friends, rejoining groups and circles that you were once part of, And also, this is the house of dreams and big goals and desires. So this is about, manifestation on the biggest level. Dream big, dream high. Literally, the sky is the sky's the limit, right? There's no limit. There's no limit. Cancer. sun, moon, and rising. This is happening for you in the 10th house of work and career. So your cosmic energy resetting the work and career and your public persona, your image, your legacy. Step up your leadership. You are a boss. This is your time now to be hyper focused on your work and your career and how you want to be seen by others. You'll have an eclipse here too, so there could be some shock news when it comes to work, or maybe even a surprise opportunity. Leo, ninth house for you, the house of spirituality, international travel, expansion, higher education, religion, all those things, right? The focus for you will be on travel, right? You might think about traveling far, going back to college, going back to university, seeking out spiritual gurus, seeking out legal advice. If you're expecting some sort of legal thing to be going on, just know that there could be some plot twists involved in that. But yeah, the focus for you is on expanding your horizons, broadening your horizons when it comes to your spirituality, your education, your mental wellness. You could be seeking therapy, giving therapy, mentoring, becoming a mentor, finding a mentor out for you too, right? To expand your skills and then share those with the world. Virgo, intense one for you, 8th house, right? And so the 8th house is all about transformation. We have an eclipse in the 8th house, huge transformation going on for you. When it comes to shared resources, money that you are either owed, right? It could be taxes, inheritance, bank loans, credit cards, that sort of thing. This is about releasing control as well when it comes to intimacy, right? Relinquishing control and allowing the bonds to forge. It's like you want deep intimacy, and yet you hold back. So the eclipse will also give you some sort of like experience where the intimacy will just have to happen because there's going to be some sort of shock twist when it comes to those sort of relationship dynamics. Some of you can come into the money during the transit too. Money that's not really like through work, because the 8th house is like shared resources, but it can also rule and the 8th house rules clients as well. So it could be clients money. So your clientele could be on the up as well. You know what I'm saying? Libra sun, moon, and rising. This happened. I'm Libra rising. This will be happening for you in the relationship sector, right? The focus for you, which is already always, because Libras love to be in relationships, is on relationships, partnerships and commitments. What does that mean for you? Right. How do you? Johnny's my earring. How do you want to show up? Yeah, I did. How do you want to show up in your relationships? Are you calling in the right people? Right? Are the people that you are in entanglements with? Are they on your vibe? Is it just fun that you want? You know. Expect relationship harmony to be like a big thing for you during this transit. And the sun will literally bring people into your life now, right? So it's time to have fun, time to date, right? If you're already in a relationship, there's going to be a huge focus on your relationship dynamics and balancing that out. And so there's going to be some decisions around love and business and contractual agreements too, especially with this eclipse, because the 7th house also rules contractual agreements of all kinds, not just romantic relationships, or relationships on all levels, work, business, family, all right? Okay, Scorpio, this is happening for you in the house of your wellness and your work habits, the 6th house. So this is your time now to focus on your health, your daily routines. You might be starting a gym regime. You might be quitting some toxic habits. This is a time to do you now, Scorpio. All right. Sagittarius, the sun will be activating the 5th house of fun and creativity. It's time to have some fun, Sag. Embrace your inner child. Okay, you have eclipses going on here too. Some shock, surprise comes and goes when it comes to relationships. Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising, 4th house, house of home. Some of you could be moving home. Some of you may be relocating. Okay, there's emotional stuff going on here around your family too, because the 4th house rules family. So there's been shock, surprise, revelations. All right. 3rd house, Aquarius. Content creation, publishing, writing, put yourself out there, be a social media queen. Your audience is waiting for you. Pisces, sun, moon, and rising, 2nd house activation. Aries and the sun moving into your 2nd house. For you, this is all about your money, your finances, your values, what you truly desire. Abundance can flow more easily now. Venus is retrograde, so bear that in mind. This is time to build some security and trust when it comes to your income. Okay. So, what I want to talk about. Also, if you want a personal reading with me when it comes to astrology, just hit me up in the DMs. Email me, it's jackscottlee@gmail.com. And there's a 4-week waiting list. And actually, during the last eclipse, I literally lost my voice. So I had to put a pause, because I talk for my job, right? I had to put a pause on my reading. So there's still, it's always been 4 weeks waiting. It hasn't gone back. But just bear with, because, girl, I lost my voice. I'm just getting my voice back. Okay, so. Let's do a collective read. I'm using the Ethereal Vision Tarot. It's so pretty. It's like gold gilded. Can you see? Like, oh, it's not gold gilded. I'm talking about the pictures of gold. Can't see because of the lighting, but it's all gold gilded inside. Okay, so my earrings just want to jump out today. What the hell? This is like Venus retrograde shit. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to pull out a 3-card reading for the week, for the collective, for all of us. Okay, so we'll do, focus on what you want to know, right? So start of the week. What does the start of the week hold for us? Okay. Okay, so we'll do that one. And then what do we have midweek energy for us? And then also, what is the end of the week, the weekend? So this is like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the weekend, right? Okay. Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. This is big. Of course, this is big energy because we have a big week in the astrology. So, starting off with the start of the week, we have the 9 of Pentacles. Look at that. Look how gorgeous that card is. And so all the purple and the fruit in this card represents abundance, right? As you can see, the 9 of Pentacles is about looking back on what it is that you're grateful for. What have you achieved? In your life, what can you be proud of? The next few days, the start of the week, we're going to be called to think about a practice of gratitude, to be grateful for what we already have, and also inviting more of that in, and to look for the good. Okay, because this is about, okay, I actually have everything that I need within me, and when I start to count my blessings, there are literally so many. Are we doing that? Are we going through our life just trash talking ourselves and others, or are we spending time to reflect on every morning? I mean, for me, I always do a gratitude practice every morning, where I talk about what I'm grateful for, and I write a list talking about gratitude and all that stuff. And this could be about, having better habits when it comes to how you talk to yourself, how you talk to others, and how you want to manifest too, right? So actually setting that intention every morning to get up, like, I don't know, 10 minutes early, and instead of like jumping out of bed, having a mental breakdown, being late for work, it could be like, okay, I want to sit and just have about 10 minutes. I want to think about what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for a good night's sleep. I'm grateful for my bed. I'm grateful for my house. I'm grateful for my food in my kitchen. I'm grateful for petrol in my car. I'm grateful for, whatever. I'm grateful for my chihuahuas, my chihuahuas over there. Whatever that might be, right? Actually, once you start, it's really like you create this huge abundance energy where there's so much to be grateful for. All right. Midweek, we have the death card. We have a huge transformation coming this week. Of course, we have, it's huge Aries energy, Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde, Neptune is moving into a new sign. We're going to be in this eclipse portal. To just know that we have huge endings in all areas of our lives, especially where the areas of Aries. If you have planets in Aries or in the cardinal signs, you're going to feel this the most. And also, any planets about 9 degrees, give or take like 8 degrees either way, are going to be really important too. But just know that with death is about, transforming, shedding old skin. Death is about leaving behind what is no longer serving us. Because we just don't need that. Like a snake sheds its skin, like a phoenix rises from the ashes, right? From all the crap that you've been going through, just know that this is the end now. You've literally gone as far as you can go. This is the ending. You've really been going through it, girl, and this is it now. You're a survivor, and the only way from death is up now. After death, you have the star. You know what I mean? We have the death, we have the tower, we have the star card, we have hope, and so this is about actually cutting the cords on anything that's no longer serving us. I'm dealing with the shadow side of ourselves. I'm working through that through journaling, therapy, whatever it is, and then also calling in where it is I want to be, who I want to be, and where I want to be going. And the weekend, Hanged Man. We have all these major arcana cards. Look at that, right? And this is about, as you can see in this Hangman, he is actually holding onto his own rope. And so what this is telling us is, you know, you can actually begin to empower yourself. You have everything within you to set yourself free. Really release yourself from bondage, self-made bondage, whether that be through the words that you speak, right? Are you speaking better? Are you speaking kindly to yourself? And this is about the thoughts that you think. Are you trash talking yourself mentally? Are you constantly going into catastrophizing or worst case scenario, which is holding you back from going after your goals and desires because you don't want to be perfect? Do you know what I mean? This is about releasing yourself from bondage, being kind to yourself, focusing your energy on better thinking things and actually going after what you want because you have everything within you to do that. I'm reading this book at the moment and she said something like, you can't possibly have all the virtues that you need to conquer all the challenges in your life until you actually meet those challenges on the road. And only until that moment, the things that you need are unlocked within you to face whatever it is that you need in that given challenge. Because if you had everything within us already, like and activated all the time, we'd be like, we'd be mental, right? So the hangman is telling us to let go of self-doubt, self-criticism, harsh talking, and actually allowing ourselves to be the biggest, baddest, gorgeous versions of ourselves so we can actually go out there and not only manifest, but to achieve all our dreams, goals, and desires. I love that. I love those cards. So beautiful. Like I said, if you'd love a personal reading with me, hit me up on the DMs. Follow me on Instagram, on TikTok, all the places. It's Jack Scott Lee Show. And I'll catch you on the next episode. I'd love it so much if you'd like, subscribe, share, all the things. And if no one told you today, you are awesome. I love you. And I'll see you on the next episode.